Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast. If you have been watching Team USA basketball this weekend, you would have noticed that the Washington Mystics have a few players that have been doing their thing. So we have Kiki Iriafen on Team USA playing at the FIBA qualifying tournament in Puerto Rico. And we also have Shakira Austin playing in a 3-on-3 USA basketball team in Bangkok. So we're going to give you the breakdown of what they have been doing and also how it could impact our Washington Mystics in 2026. I hope you're ready, because if you're a Mystic fan, I already know you are. So let's get to it. Let's break it down. And let's go. All right. So, again, we're talking about two players that should be in Washington Mystics' future. Especially right now, Kiki is still under contract, but Shakira currently is not. So if she's retained, if she comes back, she's going to be a big piece of the pie. Now, again, both players have played some really good basketball here lately. And they represented the country well. So let's talk about it. Well, a lot of people are really focused on all of the stars that are playing on these teams, like your Caitlin Clarks and, a whole lot of other players. But again, two Mystics are standing out because they were selected to play in the qualifying tournament and the 3-on-3 tournament. So that's pretty much the surface, but these are two totally different situations. Kiki has been playing in limited minutes, and her role is pretty much, kind of limited because she's playing on a stacked 5-on-5 team, and Shakira has been one of the key interior anchors in a fast-paced, physical half-court game of 3-on-3 basketball. But when you really look at both players have shown, that's the bigger story here, because this isn't just about stat lines. This is about role acceptance. This is about translatable skills. This is about front court chemistry. And this is about what the Mystics could be building heading into 2026. So, hey, we're going to break it all the way down. Let's jump to it. All right. So let's talk about Kiki first. Kiki Iriafen, again, is a role player, and she has accepted her role with Team USA in the FIBA qualifiers. And it's pretty clear she's being used as a bench big, an energy forward, and at times a small ball center behind more established front court names and players like Angel Reese, Monique Billings, and De'Erica Hamby. So, the minutes haven't been huge, but every time she's gotten on the floor, she's been showing something to everyone. So the first game was against Senegal, and that was on March 11th. Kiki played 17 minutes and finished with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and hit 2 of 2 from the field. That game was a tone setter for the tournament. It showed her efficiency, that she was active, physical. She was productive without needing the ball. She was flying around on defense. She was making hustle plays, rebounding, and giving Team USA exactly what coaches wanted from a young front court player. We're talking about energy without mistakes. And again, when it comes to the physicality of international basketball, especially FIBA, they get to it. And the refs don't be calling anything. So it was good to see that she was rough and tough out there. All right, so now let's talk about March the 12th. USA took on Puerto Rico. They beat up on Puerto Rico. All right, the score was 91-48. And this was Kiki's best game of the tournament so far. She put up 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists while shooting 5 of 5 from the field. Perfect from the floor. 2 games in a row. Perfect from the floor. All right. So what that tells you, it tells you a lot. She didn't force anything. She scored within the flow of the offense. She finished around the basket. She ran the floor. She rebounded. She made winning plays. That Puerto Rico game was probably the clearest example of how dangerous Kiki can be as a low usage, high efficiency interior finisher. Interesting take. Now, on March the 14th, USA took on Italy. They dragged them too, 93-59. So against Italy, Kiki's minutes dropped to 7 minutes. She didn't score any points, but she still grabbed 4 rebounds. And that's what honestly matters. Even though she played a short amount of minutes with very few touches, she still found a way to impact the game. And that's one of the best signs for a role player with Team USA. And that, that also shows if you can affect the game, even when the offense isn't running for you, coaches can trust you, right? March 15th, USA took on New Zealand, 101-46. It was another dominant win, of course, by Team USA. Kiki again played more limited minutes. She was a late rotational role and finished with 2 points, including a basket off of a nice feed from Caitlin Clark. That game wasn't about volume. It was about staying ready, no matter what. Limited minutes, end of games. It was about moving without the ball. It was about running the floor, screening, and finishing her chances when they became available. And continue to play within the system. That's what the young bigs have to do on such a loaded roster. And what Kiki's numbers really says through all these games so far, because it's still another game to be played, Kiki has looked like this. So around 5 points a game, 4 rebounds per game, and roughly 12 to 13 minutes a game. Extremely efficient shooting. That's the headline. That's a takeaway that we can take into 2026 with the Washington Mystics. She didn't have a star level volume on this team. She wasn't a featured role in this team, but every single minute she played strong minutes and had great production per minute. And Team USA isn't asking her to be the focal point. They're asking her to defend, to rebound, to finish plays, and to bring the energy. And guess what? She's doing it. So, what the Mystic fans can take away from this, from Kiki's experience with Unrivaled, her experience with Team USA, and being around all of these superstar WNBA players, we should expect that Kiki's efficiency this season should be through the roof. She's proven that she doesn't need plays called for her to score. Her offense can come from cuts, offensive rebounds, rim running, dump offs, hustle finishes, and all of that kind of offense translates. So when she's back with the Washington Mystics in a focal point, she can get those opportunities, and then she can take advantage of the opportunities that you see right here, right now, that we just talked about. So another takeaway, rebounding activity. She should be a monster this season when it comes to rebounding. She showed even when her minutes dipped, she stayed on the glass. And that's encouraging for her development. She was already a good rebounder, but I think she can become a great rebounder in 2026 because she's active. She's shown it. She's shown that she's physical. And in FIBA basketball, they play rough. It looked like prison ball for some stretches of the games. So if she can translate that, which I expect that she will, into 2026 with the Mystics, we should expect that double queen to reappear, you know? So we're just looking for a lot of extra opportunities from her rebounding. All right, defensive effort. The steals, the hustle, the activity level. She's been engaged, or she was engaged defensively, and has shown that she can handle multiple front court responsibilities. Yeah. Let's talk about her transition play. She runs the floor, and that absolutely matters in the WNBA. And what we still haven't seen, let's be fair. We still haven't seen her with extended minutes on the Team USA level. She wasn't a major half-court playmaker. She didn't have to self-create on offense. She didn't have to necessarily shoot from the perimeter. She didn't get a lot of touches in the low post or have isolation opportunities. But with all that being said, let's put it in the context. Team USA is a stacked team, and roles are specialized. So young players usually have to prove themselves that they can dominate the smaller things before they can expand their freedom on the team. So her current production on Team USA is not about now, it's about the future. And based on what she's done in her role, it's nothing but positives that we can take going forward with the 2026 season. Yep, Uncle Weeze, you're showing up. Yes, sir. I appreciate you tapping in. Have you been watching the ladies with Team USA? Let me know what you think. All right. Now, we already know that Kiki fits in with the Mystics, no problem. We already know. We already know that she's going to have a great dynamic role in 2026. We expect bigger and better things as we go forward. And now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about our other Washington Mystic that played in 2026 for Team USA. We're talking about Shakira Austin. Shakira Austin played for Team USA's 3-on-3 team. And this is not her first stint with the team. She played before, I believe, during American Cup. And, so let's flip this page. Let's talk about Shakira Austin. And let's jump into it. All right, so you remember Shakira Austin played in Unrivaled as well. And that's a 3-on-3 basketball league. So she's already primed and ready and tuned up for Team USA. We should already know she was going to have probably a dominant tournament. Now, there's definitely some things to talk about here. Because if you've been watching Team USA in the 2026 FIBA 3-on-3 championship or Champions Cup, then you would already know this wasn't just about putting up numbers. This was about something bigger. This tournament may have quietly shown that Shakira Austin is evolving into exactly the kind of player that the Washington Mystics need heading into 2026. And you might be asking, how do we come to that conclusion? What are we talking about here? We're talking about elite rebounding, interior defense, switching in space, faster decision-making, improved conditioning, and signs that becoming the overall defensive anchor for the Washington Mystics. You know, we saw it last season, but I think she is potentially going to totally take that position by storm in 2026 if she comes back to the team. Now, let's talk about her performance. March 13th, the USA played against Madagascar, and they showed their dominance. The score was 21-5, and Austin made her presence felt immediately. Her impact included 6 rebounds, that was a team high, interior scoring, rim protection, and paint defense. So right away, you can see her size advantage in the 3-on-3 half-court format. She can control the glass, own space, and that's around the basket, and help Team USA establish a physical edge. That's the one thing about Shakira. She will be physical, and that's real. That's real. Okay. And now let's talk about March the 14th. USA took on the Netherlands, and the USA won 21-18. This is another one of Austin's best offensive games, and she finished with 7 points and 6 rebounds. And this one mattered because it was a tight game. Or a tight game. And the U.S. needed buckets late, and Austin helped close the game with a key interior score. That matters. And the reason why it matters is because one of the biggest questions about Austin has always been whether she can become more than just a defensive presence. Can she become a player that you can trust offensively to win games when it comes down to the wire? This game gave a pretty encouraging answer. She could be taking that next step in her evolution. Okay, so let's talk about March the 14th. USA against Australia. Another tight game, 18-15. This was more of a physical contest, and Austin impact showed up again. She posted 4 points, but she had 8 rebounds. It might not look flashy, but in 3-on-3, possessions are everything. And Austin helped Team USA survive by winning the possession battle. When her shots weren't falling, her rebounding came even more valuable. All right. Now, let's talk about the semifinals. This is where things get a little tricky. This is where you might be a little disappointed in Team USA. Team USA lost to as your I can't even say that country name. Forgive me, but they lost 22-20, and Team USA was undefeated up until this point. They had an undefeated run, and it ended in the semifinals. But Shakira still gave them efficient production. She did her part. You can't say the rest about the team. But Shakira's stat line was 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist while shooting 4-6 from the field. And that was playing 4 minutes. She was efficient. She finished around the rim. She continued to provide paint presence. But the matchup also showed one challenge of playing 3-on-3 with bigs. When a game speeds up and becomes a perimeter heavy, post touches can disappear real fast. So she still played efficient in physical basketball, but other opportunities wasn't quite there. All right. So by losing that game, that took USA out of contention for the gold or silver medal. So that ended up taking them to the third place game, the bronze medal game. Team USA got their revenge. So USA beat Canada 20-10. They had a bounce back game after losing, and they were able to secure the bronze medal in Bangkok. And, Alicia Gray and Naz Hillman handled the scoring load, but Austin still played her important role by her interior defense, her strong screening, her physicality, rim pressure, and rebounding presence. She protected the paint, created driving lanes, rolled hard, and did the dirty work. And that helps teams win. Again, she wasn't the headline scorer. That wasn't what she was needed to be. She just needed to be the presence. And, she's why Team USA controlled the interior and finished with the bronze medal at the podium. We used to go, but hey, we'll take the bronze and we'll come back and fight another day. All right, so what does Shakira Austin's 303 performance tell us as Washington Mystics fans? It showed that her primary interior defense can turn into eliteness if she continues to excel at what she's doing. She can be the rebounding anchor again for the Washington Mystics. When she has opportunity, she can be an efficient low post scorer. She can screen and roll as a big, and her paint presence in a small court format is ideal. And at the WNBA level, she can hold her own too. All right. So when we look at Kiki's and Shakira's performance with Team USA, it just shows that both players have great upside, especially when they're playing together. We saw that all of last season. And one thing, let's jump back to Shakira. One thing that this also, between her ability to play all of last season, her ability to play in Unrivaled, and her ability to play in Team USA basketball, it proved that she is over this injury bug. Knock on wood, knock on plastic. And we pray that it continues. It shows that Shakira Austin is healthy again. And the sky is the limit when Shakira is healthy. So, we are looking for a great 2026 season because both Shakira and Kiki are in phenomenal shape. They are primed and ready to go. And they know how to play off of each other. I think it's going to be epic. I think it's going to be big. So, in the group chat or the comments, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you think that Kiki and Shakira will have a dominant season. Will it be just okay? Or it's going to be good? Which one? Also, let me know in the comments if we need to do whatever it takes to bring Shakira back. Let me know. All right. Now, let's give you some more of bringing both of those players together. All right. And this is the part, again, this is the part that gets fun, especially for the Washington Mystics fans. The biggest takeaways from Team USA performances from both Kiki and Shakira look like this. They complement each other really, really well, especially in the modern front court of the Washington Mystics that they're building. You know, Austin is mobile, and that lets Kiki stay in her comfort zones, right? And one of Austin's biggest strengths from playing in 3-on-3 basketball is defending in space. So if she switched onto a guard, she can handle the movement and she can recover well. That matters because Kiki's strengths are different. You know, Kiki is able to hold her own if she's switched on the guards as well. So they're both mobile bigs. That's great, especially in this level of women's basketball, the WNBA. Now, both players are able to put pressure on the rim while on offense. And on defense, they can play physical. Great, perfect. Now, they give each other balance. And I love it. All right. So, again, both of these players I think are going to have high impact seasons. I think they're both going to be dynamic in what they do. I think that the future is bright. If they're brought back together, they need to be teammates because they're both athletic, they're both physical, and they both have shown some levels of versatility. And that's not easy to match. That's not easy to find. So, yeah, let's keep these two together. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep the train going down the tracks. All right. Uncle Weed says that he's been watching by the box scores. Hey, do this when you get an opportunity. On YouTube, check out the replays if you haven't already. It's going to help you see a whole lot of what was going on. All right? Well, this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystics content. I had to break it down real quick. The Washington Mystics, Kiki Iriafen and Sonia Citron. I'm sorry, Kiki Iriafen and Shakira Austin. What am I doing? What am I saying? We had to break them down real quick, what their impacts on Team USA has been and how it can impact the Washington Mystics going forward. You know, they both have winning traits, and winning traits translate. I'm out of here. This is your host, Delano. Catch y'all tomorrow. We got a real good WNBA prospect video for you tomorrow. We out of here. Gone.